Hi, if you'd like to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. My name is Steph. We are going to be scrying a tapestry that has actually been created and has been purchased, so it's already at home for Morning Star Profit. I will link the channel below. Ms. Karen, thank you so much for supporting, and I hope you do enjoy. Now, what we're doing as like a special is we're scrying the other side of the tapestry, but because I don't have the original anymore, I'm going to be scrying from an image that I have. So please bear with me as I'm doing this a little bit blind in different technology ways, but we'll still add on tarot and oracle. Unfortunately, I don't have the ghost tube and the ghost box with me, but that's okay. So once again, thank you so much, Morning Star Prophet, for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura, and for allowing this to be public for others to receive or release freely. Okay, so what I will do is I will show you what we're working with, and I'm going to get ready to open up. You're welcome to join me or fast forward, whatever you feel is best for you. Taking a nice big breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support, and the name and honor of the thinning veil between worlds is melting. Let's go. Again, like I said, I'm doing this blind. I don't know what you can see, so I apologize if anything's wackadoo. So this is the tapestry in its entirety, flipped for perspective possibility, but I'm going to dig in here right at the bottom. And I do have a poker hand that came out here, a little paranormal poker hand. All right, so right off the hop, I'm seeing Sphinx, and they have like a rounded back, which is fun. It makes me feel like I'm really like relaxing into something, but I'm seeing Sphinx and a bell temple. I feel like a bell might mean something to you or to anyone, but it has some sort of symbology. And there's also a bow and a bell, a bow and a bell. Almost like whether it's you or somebody else, or maybe you hear bells that go off and it might mean something to you in regards to stepping through any sort of veil, whatever that veil is. It doesn't have to be the afterlife or the astral realm or whatever the case may be. I feel like there's some sort of bell that's an indication of something. Even clearing spaces, you might utilize bell and sound frequencies. And like stepping into your temple of sorts, your temple of knowledge, because I'm getting really knowledge kind of vibes here. Interesting. So I'm also seeing these sphinxes as fish, like they're sphinx fish, almost kind of like Capricorn style, with the goat and the fish tail. It's in the same world of hybrid. Oh, I'm seeing laughing, and I'm hearing that song, I love, or is it we? Whatever. I love to laugh. Ha, 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 merrily, loud and clear. Is it Mary Poppins? I love to laugh. Okay. It's very fun. I feel like once I cross some sort of threshold, astrally, maybe it's in your dream state or even a part of yourself, that veil, that seemingly that veil between the halves of everything and state of oneness, but it's like a flowing curtain. It's very, very fluid, and it's actually quite sheer is how I'm seeing it. It's very, very sheer. And it's like seeing parasailers come in. Like they come flying in from maybe different perspectives or altitudes. And they can kind of coalesce in this mid-space for a little bit. Like here's their legs. And I'm seeing a plane land. And it's like, because I'm seeing the landing gear. And even though there's this whole plane, maybe plane of existence or plane of perception, I seem to be able to focus on the landing gear, because I feel like there's going to be a landing on either side, whoever these parts are, whatever this veil is. There's a landing on either side, mirroring, they each have their own sphinx with this fishtail of sorts. Yeah. So the information is mirrored. It's giving me like Fringe feeling, like the show Fringe, like the multi-dimensional kind of meeting other aspects of oneself type thing. Sorry, excuse me. Apparently I have a thank you. I'm also getting a little bit of worrywart vibes. I don't know, or like a sad puppy dog feeling in here. I'm also seeing an alligator swim from the face up. Like if I was a drone, or maybe if I was up higher and you're watching an alligator, like maybe it's even Florida or wherever else there's alligators or crocodiles, to be honest with you. And there's something about like seeing it just like, instead of walk on by, it's swim on by. And it just kind of moves through. And it's almost like, again, I'm not laughing at the essence of the crocodile or the alligator, because it's something very ancient that actually helps this connection be light and when I say light, it's not in the, it just feels light. It's not burdensome once I'm there. Whatever work I might need to do to get there, I'm seeing like a big thumbs up here, big old thumbs up. It's like trying not to pick up hitchhikers along the way. I don't know. We've all done things. I'm not saying there's anything about that, but it's like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Being mindful of what kind of hitchhikers you might pick up along the way. That's all I'm saying. Because there's something like in the flight path, however this is in the mind, your astral state, your intentions, your meditations, pick all the words, and it changes, right? Like if you get into a helicopter or plane, and I know from my history of being a low planner and weight and balance of the aircraft and the cargo, it's all numbers, right? And it's all weight and balance, fuel efficiency, direction, nose up, nose down, and the landing gear to make everything as smooth as possible. So it feels like it's just a mindfulness of that. The hitchhiker doesn't have to be somebody or something else. There's something about earrings coming through. And I'm seeing right here in like this negative space, I don't know if they're sock puppets, something along those lines. Maybe like a sock puppet, things I'm talking or saying to myself because I'm hearing it like this or seeing it like this. I'm not having a pity party. I just sometimes, the way it's making me feel is like, am I doing it right? Is this the right way or the wrong way? And like in this moment, I'm curious. I'm like, what is right? Because it's like now I'm applying some sort of system, a social justice system into something spiritual. And I'm not sure that it fits. So it's not so much a pity party, but maybe a worry about, am I doing this right? And I want to say the way it's feeling is being open, heart opening, and following the lead of your heart. Almost like can never fail. The landing gear will always come down. I'm going to leave it like that because that's the way I heard it come through, but hopefully that makes sense. And I'm focusing right here as well. And then I'll take a look at this paranormal poker hand. So I'm seeing a tortoise type head. It's only a tortoise head. Lots of hybrid action going on here, which is great. A bird. Okay, I'm tapping in, not like a woodpecker tapping in, like a nurturing tapping in. It's kind of like the woodpecker, but the woodpecker's already gotten to like whatever it wants, or a different kind of bird. Okay, it's a robin. It's a robin, and it's getting the worm. There's something about at the back of the neck, like right at the back of the neck. I don't know, like C3, C4s or whatever, but there's something like base of the neck, top of the spine, and I'm tapping into something. There's an elder energy. I don't know if this is a guru or if this is an elder or a spirit guide. Maybe it's a parent, whatever, if that might feel good to you. And not trying to create, again, that human hierarchy. But let's just say in this one context, the way I'm feeling is that I am this baby bird tapping into this elder energy. And once I'm done tapping in, I've gotten the worm as some sort of nourishment. It's like looking over off to the side. Maybe you're the elder, or maybe you're a teacher. So I'm not really sure, teacher, student, student, teacher. Nonetheless, the baby bird is now shifting from tapping in, has received what it needs to receive. It's time to digest. But as I'm digesting, it's now looking over my shoulder at what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is orbiting. It's like these things are floating. So this face of this tortoise-like creature, and it's got like this cloak. almost like a magician vibe, or like, I don't know, it's a cloak, but it's not meant to be creepy. It's just some sort of dress or coverage. Think of like Jedi, Loki, anything kind of mystical and magical. That's the way it's coming through, or like a Merlin vibe. And it's showing me these things floating, or like an Obi-Wan, something along that lines. And I'm watching. This little creature is watching. This elder is actually looking forward and is talking to, hilarious, it looks like I'm talking to Pickle Rick. If you ever watched Rick and Morty, I'm a pickle. It doesn't have to be so funny, but that's how it's making me. Like, there's a sense of humor in this, as one's focusing here, observing this orbit of almost like this magic bean. The other one is focusing here and having a conversation with another creature. And I think that's the point. So my mind just goes to Pickle Rick, but it's hilarious. And I appreciate that. All right, so the cards we have here in relation to the paranormal poker hand. Protecting treasure. Hopefully you can see these, because again, I can't see what you're seeing. One ring circus. Ride the wave, commitment in dry desert. This is something, whatever these veils are, and also voids. So sometimes voids of creation, maybe of what one is creating, what one is contemplating, is a veil that I'm walking through. Interesting, because I feel like I am capturing, like other tapestries. And like I say, you can always use my tapestries as wall hangings and or floor for grounding meditative work and sitting upon them. Nonetheless, it's not the point. The point is that it's like collecting them, and they create layers of comfort. It's almost like I'm seeing it as texture for your third eye is what I'm seeing when I look at this. Texture for the third eye. Fantastic. When I find things along the way, when I move through the different veils, the portals, the dimensions, the realms, it's like sometimes they are very watery and emotional, but high frequency with the dolphins there. Dolphins might mean something to someone, as well as the dry desert. But I can appreciate, it's bringing me, when I went to Arizona, I think it was Bullhead City, quite specifically, I noticed it. The breeze. There is this breeze that, even though, like wandering from Nevada to Arizona, I remember feeling the shift and the dryness, but there was something about the breeze. And I stood there and just felt this dry, warm breeze that you don't get in Canada. Like it's not the same. There's also something that you do this work solo. And there's also a reminder, it's like that hitchhiker thing. Careful who you pick up. Protect yourself when you go, and to commit to the process, your process of learning. And also knowing that through that commitment is knowing what door leads where, what mindsets lead where, what dimensions lead where. And the only way one can teach is by doing. But there's an elder energy that's always keeping an eye out. And if I follow this elder energy that was talking to Pickle Rick in here, and I'm going to follow it up, and I'm seeing like a pirate of the Caribbean. There's multiple layers of protection. There's a crown up here. Even the crown has eyes. There's even something up here. I feel like I'm seeing some sort of information being transmitted. Hold on. Is it like asteroids or something like that? But I want to come back over here, because this pirate is now turning, is turning into an indigenous Indian chief. It's also turning into a hitchhiker. Hilarious. It's just funny how fast it's changing on me. Because then even up here is Dilbert, the accountant guy. I believe I believe it's Stillbird. I'm not even going to get into this like ninja creature here. Huzzah, but it's coming there. I'm getting there. It's quite fun actually to scry. So I have Skybridge coming through, possibility for union, first breath, beginner's mind, and fortune's wheel, luck and right timing. On the bottom is Willow of the Wisp. Again, I don't know if you can see these, so I am really doing my best to pray and hope that you can. Okay. This is that asteroid feeling up there, but I want to come back to this. So it's like seeing somebody who's hiking, not a hitchhiker, they're hiking, and they get up somewhere. They're receiving message, almost like shamanic messages. Here's the earth plane, if I may. There's that desert kind of, it's like I'm seeing canyons. It doesn't have to be Arizona or anything, or Nevada or anything like that, but the essence of that, because I know there's a lot of places around the world that I don't get to see firsthand to appreciate and understand that energy. But if it's around you, you know what I mean? But it's like I'm seeing it. And now I'm seeing the show Stars on Mars. And it's like they've recreated what one may receive as being the surface of Mars. Okay. Could be the desert space, but there's still something. It's providing something different, a different expression of water. It's through the air. Okay. So this backpacker person, I'm seeing like Ghostbusters. Is it Eddie? No, it's not Eddie Murphy. Oh, for heavens and hot dogs. What a shame. Bill. Can't remember his last name. Yeah, because I'm seeing like all the pack stuff on the back. It's like I don't want to go in guns a-blazing on something, but I am protective in my peripheral is how it's feeling, because it's off to my side. There's also loon, duck, specifically a loon, if that symbol means anything to anyone. And there's also a hunting dog here. I'm very protective over my peripheral. There's some sort of wisdom being generated up here that rises on up to this earth plane for me to stand up and see. I feel see things. Yeah, I'm going to say see things. So in coming into this bridge, it's almost feeling like I'm okay. There's two spots. This is the bridge, the plane of existence. This is the bridge right here. Hopefully you can see that. See this side, I'm seeing like, is it Wolverine? It's Wolverine from X-Men. Okay. So when you go into this plane, it mimics Earth because we're here. But give me a second. The Earth plane is mimicking and mirroring in like fractal reflections that is happening in peripheral above and below in different directions. And then it's like I can see this landscape be created for me to step into as a veil. It's almost like the earth plane in this case feels like the very veil itself. Yeah, okay, I'll utilize that. Yeah, the willow and the wisp, treasures hidden in the shadow. This is giving me the Wolverine vibes. It's like seeing things here. See these eyes with like slits as eyes? But the way I'm seeing it is, if you're driving down a dark road, or maybe you're in a scary movie, or spooky movie. I prefer spooky versus scary, but that's fine. And, there's like red eyes would light up around in this, proverbial spooky forest. I feel like as I'm wandering through and I'm driving, I can see those. And there's something about me that's paying attention to know if it's threat or friend. Frenemy or foe. Because some of them are friends, because I'm seeing you know, like if you were to see your cat or your dog or some sort of animal and the light glistens just every so, and it's like their eyes are glowing. So sometimes it's very protective, but it's like knowing other sets of eyes. I'm seeing like windows of the eye, or what is that saying? The eyes are the windows to the soul or something like that. Something along that lines. I feel like I might have butchered that, but hopefully it makes sense to something, because there's like one eye about it. And I can notice, like sometimes you have to do, you know, left eye, right eye to get a better focus. I'm keeping an account of something. I'm also seeing a clown, but it's like from, I think, like the 60s. They have a lot of, not quite Cousin It. It's very frilly white cloak. It's not a cloak. It's just like a costume. But there's lots of red little poof balls, or like red, yellow, green. Those might be an indication of something. Okay, so thank you. As I came back to this earth plane, I saw a big old earth angel. And it's like the earth experience, the whole earth energy is angelic of sorts. But there's a lot of boots to the mud work to be done to carve out these plains, these peaks and valleys. I'm also seeing something about Easter Island, but not Easter Island in the Moai quite specifically, but something along that lines. It's like I've carved out another kind of Moai. Could be Aztec-y, something along that lines, or again, completely out of my realm. I could even be in like Stonehenge, maybe Ireland, because I'm seeing like a druid things. I don't even know what those are, because I'm seeing mounds. It's bringing me into Ted Andrews, being able to read landscapes. Yeah, I'm not qualified such, but nonetheless, yeah, there's these eyeglasses. Interesting. So I'm seeing these eyebrows, and these are like eyes and glasses. There's a creature here in the peripheral. How well will it let me zoom in? It's a cat. I think it might be two cats. Okay, no, it's one cat. I think I'm like in Egypt space, but I'm not familiar. It's something. I'm seeing it in a side peripheral. And the hand is pointing up like this. I don't know if this means anything to anyone. This motion. It feels kind of welcoming, but at the same time, I can quickly turn. I don't even know if we can say this. Turn. You know what I mean? It's like, hello, welcome. And then pause. There might be this pausing to acclimate. In regards to the bridge of union. Like once I cross the bridge, come in, pause. It's here that it's like the right time whenever I reach this, and I'm being asked to take a breath. I'm being asked to take a breath here. There is no need to rush. There is another being, and it's kind of like my eyebrows for a second want to go like, or like WTF, you know? What in the folding fitted sheet, Batman? However, I understand, because I wander into the feeling of why there is so much protection, because here is the space between this veil, whatever this veil is, between the heart healing, maybe it's the human experience from the higher self. Holistically speaking, it doesn't matter what it is for me, but you can place it in there. It's the space between all the planets, per se. The part and parcels and the protons, atoms, insert science words, the space between them. And it is here that transformation happens, and it's important that it is protected. because each person and personality is important as they are an earth angel. Glasses shatter and I cry. I cry for certain parts of myself as my perception turns into perspective. And you know how they say like the glass ceiling is up? I feel like this might even be on the side. And then it's like, will turn your head and your peripheral degree changes. Okay. I'm going to keep going here. This feels like hip bones to me. Somebody's hips might be a little angrier when you're sitting in meditation. Maybe it's just uncomfortable for the body. And maybe there could be some movement that's being asked to do on other times. Maybe movement meditation. It doesn't have to be the way it looks. It might be built up to that. There's something about discomfort coming in. And tweaking things. Again, it's like, I know it's not ovulating or ovulating, oscillating. It's this weird shifting thing that's happening. Okay, so imagine the crystal ball's right here, but the way I'm seeing it is like when you go bowling or golfing. Anyway, and you know how it can pivot like right on the top. And I don't know if like bowling, if they're putting like powder or something on, or golf, or I don't know what it is, but there's something about that. I don't even know what I'm seeing there. But I get it. I get it. So I speak to this. And now I'm sitting in a traditional lotus pose of sorts. I feel like I'm meeting somebody of some sort of royalty. And it's not because they are better, worse than anybody. They have chosen the role to remain here as a guardian of said space. So if anyone is even working on the hinge point of like the legs to the upper body, the heart and the head, the hinge point being that neck, and we've talked about the back of the neck, and then also the hips, you know what I mean, the roots, the shamanic roots, anyway. Hinge points, flexibility, movability, and range of motion. You might have a being in there that is responsible for that, and it's asking you to acknowledge that as well when you come into other realms. Appreciating you've reached a hinge point in the reality. So going through the veil is only the beginning. It's only the beginning. So I have here translucence, love the darkness, card number 33. I also have here resilience, burn away the past. And then unseen here is buho, transform the way you see. And I feel like we've been talking about a lot of seeing things. Seeing things in the peripheral, the Ghostbusters, the way I see, shattering that perception into perspective. And actually putting it into play. Noticing things in the shadows. And it's almost like when you come into this place, in one veil, one realm of your veils, it is your shadow of sorts. It is your subconscious that actually knocks your conscious out. So I don't want to be creepy about it, but it's like you can't know how you got there. You got to be blindfolded for the surprise party. But you can notice sensations along the way that over time you will verbatim be able to do this. But there's something about what needs to be let go of, what hitchhikers what you're allowing to holistically hitchhike onto you. And this is personal. This doesn't feel external. There's obviously the possibility for externalized people, places, and things, energies, entities. But I can only start with me first. So I'm going to burn away the brush of that. And then actually utilize all those eyes in the night to my advantage. And I can see too. It's like seeing infrared. Oh, I dig it. It feels quite powerful. All right, let's wander up here to this gymnastic ninja of sorts that's just coming at me like, okay, pomegranate. Apple seeds, apple core. Planting an apple core brings apple seeds. Lighten your load is coming through. Ghost, commune with your guides. It's like when I am seeing this, I'm going to call it ninja for simplicity's sake. Because this ninja is also taking an account for things. Very much so taking account for things. It's like things kind of jump out at you. Could be your ghosts. It could also be those energies that we were talking about that you need to let go, that you might be tied to. Interesting. Seeing somebody graduate. There's a graduation cap up there. And as well, something about rice fields. Quite specifically, rice fields. Help another to help yourself. So rice may have some sort of symbology for someone specifically, or, you know, it's like putting your phone in rice when it gets like doused in water or something along that lines. Yes. Okay. So the rice fields are supportive. It's like all of these grains of existence are helpful to absorb because it works to their favor. Like the rice fields, they can utilize the weeping, the heart weeps, the head weeps, the expression of water through the tears, as I am helping myself and also helping others. But do I carry their feelings too? No, that's doing a disfavor. But I do help them. It's like I'm seeing this story of I meet other things along the way, people, places, or things, and say like this ocean or water bank is where we all walk in through different, it's like seeing a video game and we all kind of appear as we're online at different times. And this ocean is the place where we all kind of walk out. And some people have had, or some people have, including yourself, have different experiences every time you go into the same water. And you come onto the beach and there's other people. There's all this cloaking. But I don't want it to sound creepy when I'm saying cloaking, because all of this cloaking feels very comfortable. It feels like blankets being wrapped around you. It feels like elegance and enhancements to exuberate more than meets the eye. And then it's like, as you might be rescued sometimes, being received by your ghost for what you go through, especially if this is a grief veil and a grief of whatever it may be. And it's like you allow yourself to be rescued and surrender into that, to be held. And then it's through that you can see the kind of like the mountain that you've wandered through, and now the water is calm. There's one candle of introspection that brings it in. And this like a ninja character tells me like nothing is going to jump out at you here. You hold your candle. We hold the lantern for the land that you're in. This land that you're visiting. The afterlife, the animated, the astral. There's so many realms. Pick a word. Pick a lane. You know what I mean? There's so many. And it's here in this space. I feel like I get to relax because I have a trust that there are other people, places, and things in place that welcome those who make it here. And not because it is a oh, you made it here and it's a better or worse than others. This this is a journey that's not meant for, it's meant for all when they want it. It's like the door will open. It's concealed in plain sight. Yeah, it's a rebirth. Okay, thank you. This is what you're supported through when you're going through this. Maybe it's an idea you're bringing into life, or you're remembering your birth, past lives, or you actively go into these multidimensional meditations. I don't know what it is. It's fine. I don't need to know. But it's making sense that I'm not going to meet this stop, like at a crossroad of you can go no farther. It's almost like a yield to a train, right? Like a railroad. There's a yielding taking place. And if one does not respect the yield, an energy will come out to help turn the apple seeds into apples once again within the self. But there's a graduation that's taken place. I'm not sure if I said that. There's actually many graduations happening at once. They're all getting their diplomas here, or they're being given something. It's quite fascinating to witness. Okay, so it's like when I'm seeing a rebirth, it's not actually a rebirth in like a personality or persona. It's one cell. Like one little cell, but it's so celebratory because that cell or atom or proton, again, insert words, but maybe this is health oriented, human health, holistic health, higher self health. And it's like as soon as that one starts vibrating, like I don't need to focus on healing my whole leg. I can focus on the essence or the one cell of the leg. And as I nurture that, and it starts to vibrate a certain way, it'll just automatically start to communicate to the rest of my leg. Does that make sense? That's how it's making me feel. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to keep going here. I have no idea how long I've been rambling on for because I can't see anything. I'm blind. Okay, let's finish up here. Whew. Yeah, this feels like information coming through. It's like it turns these little seeds become bigger pomegranate seeds, and there's all like this opening, these layers of them. I'm seeing people operate like a crane, pick things out. I'm seeing another airplane, or right here, some sort of landing gear once again. But look at these. Oh my goodness. And there's people in here. Oh, I feel like I'm on like the rings of Saturn or something. Look at those people in there. They are tall. They can even walk above and below. I don't know if it's water. And I'm seeing a reflection. This being is like super tall. There's another one there. There's like one way, way, way far away back in there. And then there's something else. I feel like I'm seeing that muai, but it's not a muai. It's a bird. I swear it's like a bird of some sort. I wish I knew more about... yeah. It's fine. I am meeting a creature. Oh my goodness. And little do I know, this creature that we all come to meet. So maybe this is the elder. This could be you. Maybe you're a teacher, student, teacher. And I'm being brought through to meet this creature. Little do I know, or at least the way I'm feeling, this is a projection of actually this energy right here. This is just the expression. This is the actual energy. Jack and the Beanstalk. Okay, there's some sort of restraint of eyesight. Restraint, renewals coming through as I'm flipping cards. Again, oh, okay. All right. Yep. Secrecy and success. This is a secret spot. Like the rings of Saturn, or pick a I don't know. I'm a Capricorn, so Saturn is cool for me, but time, maybe it's even time, the wheels of time. It looks scary, like when you kind of land in here. I'm not gonna lie, like it has this, like even like look at the landscape. It's like when you kind of land on it and it's all choppy and bumpy, and it's like what is going on? But there's somebody actually writing off to the side, or writing and reading. It's actually quite calm. This has purpose. I'm seeing arrowheads, feathers, and bundles. Okay, so that's coming through. I'm also seeing what appears to be a demon. I know it's not a demon. It's a pterodactyl made of bones. Could even be in the dragon family, but it's fine. It's, in that realm. They protect time. There's those legs. Somebody else who might be dealing with the varicose veins. Doing like lymph, dry brushing, all that kind of stuff. I'm seeing layers and layers of socks. Like stockings. Hanging by the stocking with care, like stockings. Pippi Longstocking. If that symbol means anything to anyone. I'm seeing a very large smiling face. 2 eyes. Here's a nose, mouth. It's like once I look in, like my perception is, I'm focusing here. And these are like obsidian arrowheads, but these bundles are, or whatnot, whatever the case may be. But when I zoom out, my perspective sees that it's quite happy and it's quite pleased that you're here, because there's some sort of turmoil I feel like you've been through. And when I say that, it's almost like the age 44 is coming through. Again, no idea if you can see this. The age 44 is coming through, like, or 4 and 4, your infinite cycle, whatever the case may be. And it's coming to peace with that. Yes, okay. By being led through time, and I get to meet this expression of really this energy, that this big energy can see in the peripheral. But I've come to meet this. There's the turmoil. I'm creating it, these asteroids. I'm being asked to restrain myself by this energy that I'm meeting. It makes me feel like poltergeisty, like an empathic poltergeist or an emotional poltergeist, and things start turning on and off and going crazy, but it's really me externalizing it. I understand you've come here. You've made it here through time. You've done so successfully. You've cried the black tears. And it is here where we will rest, that bowl. You'll be able to see your other lives or pieces of past lives to help you put it back together so that you can see the story. Instead of focusing and come to some sort of resolution and harmony. And it's here every time you visit. It has been exhausting. I'm not going to lie. There's some part. Somebody told me it was easy and I'm exhausted, but it's because I'm doing it thoroughly, but I don't want to get caught up in taking it all in. There's more information that's already been in place. And I feel like when I reach this point, it's like, that's why I'm being shown things of like past lives or other people's akashics or whatever this veil is to this library, because it's like, you don't need to be carve a path that's already been paved, but you might be looking for an experience. It's like in those video games of you're looking for an egg or something. I don't know what they call it. Yes, and you receive this. It's like once you reach old graves of yourself or even others in the grief of passing, but it's almost like nonetheless it's here, you get to really cry it out. And I feel like I want to cry in gratitude, because it's like, oh my goodness, I get to have conversations with people, energies, entities, situations I had. And I get to say, oh my goodness, like I just care for you. I want to say like, I'm so sorry. I'm getting very weepy, but it's so sentimental because it's like, oh my goodness, the stubbornness in the bull. And I understand why we did it that way, or why it ended up that way. But I need to see it so I don't keep doing that, making it harder to love, making it harder to let go. This feels really, really nice. Some sort of recuperation comes from that. And this gem comes out. I'm seeing a bunch of different characters like wheel. This is a different kind of travel. This is different traveling. I don't know what it is. Could be more spacey because I'm seeing these as like spirals of creation. There's workers everywhere. Everywhere. Could even dig in further to these, but I don't know how long we've been here. There's bear cubs. These guys are being carried. I'm protecting something else. It's like seeing something from the past come through to the present. This whole cycle through my optical. This urn. And I come up here. Oh, and now I'm in a pool. It's like oh my goodness. It's that. Thank you. It's that ocean or water that we all walk out of at some point in different placements of time. And it's here that we can wade. I'm in the movie What Dreams May Come, and I'm seeing all the people and souls and creatures and characters on the stairs. And there's like this watering something or other. Yeah, and you can dive deep into what... Because it's all in here, like there's all this swimming. Even the alligators are there, and there's no fear here. This like proverbial fountain of youth. I'm seeing the Loch Ness Monster. I'm seeing a duck being able to turn its neck, right? We were talking about that, again, whatever that thing is, not oscillating, but turning. And I can clean my own back. I'm seeing a gorilla or a Neanderthal. Will-o'-the-wisp again. They're quite friendly. There's so many beings here. I'm also seeing a beaver tail. There's that like Stonehenge kind of feel again. There's a conversation happening over here. I'm also seeing something about a labyrinth or again, like in that walking meditation. Yeah, a labyrinth. It's very, very different forms of water energy, all in different shapes or forms. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is where we are. We are in the cosmic womb of all that is. There's some people, it's like I'm being at like some waterworks place in different, there's the fountain of youth, and some people are like King Kong, or I don't know, they're crawling down, they're bringing the heavy lifting, because for them it's not heavy lifting, they're helping. And then there's some people going off to a whirlpool. It is lovely here. It is lovely. And it's like, as everyone in different deep diving, drifting, experiencing life as it comes, in the whole womb of what is, through whatever gates of your meditation skybridge union, don't worry that it's upside down, straddling worlds, wandering between realms, this is where the resources are. Where one can fill fully with protection, harness your water, helping others with it when need be, whatever this water represents to you. Drawing it down and drawing it up. Maybe something about like Tai Chi or generating energy, Reiki, or just ceremonial yogic yoking. Because it's all of this in the mind of the mother and the father that pours down, travels all the way back down through the sands of time, like a sand timer. And there it is. And it reaches down into humanity. And it is received, contemplated upon. And it lands. A little tired. It's been a lot. And it will be a lot. Because it's worth a lot. The whole experience. I truly hope this has served. Thank you so much, Morningstar Prophet Karen, for allowing me to do this way. I hope it has turned out well enough that it is receivable, inspiring, and supportive. It has really been a journey, and I'm so grateful. Learning this is always a learning curve, but it's always my pleasure and my honor to scry. And until next time, thank you.